Sonic is a good character. He's currently ranked 2nd on the official Smash Ultimate tier list, only behind Steve. But in the early days of the game, Sonic had a surprising nemesis. Yep, it's Ridley. Before patch 2.00, specifically on a 2D stage, if Sonic misses a homing attack, and in the middle of his landing lag, Ridley uses his side special. Nice job, Ridley. Sonic also has a bad matchup against water, being one of the few characters in Ultimate who actually takes damage from swimming. And he's not even a fire type, or a squid. A callback to his classic games, but aside from Ridley in the past and stage hazards no tournament player ever has to worry about, Sonic performs swimmingly against a majority of the cast. Sonic has become one of the most contentious characters in the game, especially during the online era of Ultimate. But what exactly makes him so strong? How did he become one of the most dominant forces in Ultimate's competitive scene? And why does it feel like this character was designed to annoy you? Let's start with the obvious. Sonic is fast. Fastest run speed, 4th fastest initial dash, and 7th fastest walk speed, walking faster than Ganon can run. He's fast enough to run through Pac-Man's hydrant and Isabelle's down special, but his airspeed is also surprisingly good, aiding in his evasion on the rare occasion you get him into disadvantage. Given his speed, he is unsurprisingly on the lighter side of the cast, despite the amount of chili dogs he eats on a daily basis. You'd be right to assume he has great frame data on his attacks, and like a fair chunk of the cast, has access to the fastest possible air dodge, as well as the ability to wall jump. But everyone knows Sonic is a fast ball. So let's talk about some not so obvious factors that make him a nightmare to fight. A frame 3 jab, frame 6 tilts, and solid aerials with forward air having a large amount of set knockback, which makes it a great kill option close to the blast zone. Back air being his main edge guarding tool, having decent KO potential overall, the soft hit of neutral air able to combo into other attacks, down air being a cheeky spike and mix-up option and disadvantage, but his up air is especially noteworthy, with the ability to be auto-cancelled almost immediately after the second hitbox comes out, making it an incredible combo and juggling tool, able to connect into additional up airs and follow-ups. It's also extremely safe on shield, complemented with his ability to quickly dash away and bait a counterattack. The first hitbox is even capable of comboing on its own. Gameplay aside, I find some of his animations kind of disturbing. These deformities aren't limited to Sonic, but down tilt and down smash specifically have Sonic swap out his sneakers for clown shoes. The hitboxes thankfully don't extend to the tips of his shoes, being pretty normal attacks. Up smash is also relatively normal, having decent kill power and capable of shield poking. But you know what doesn't make sense? Sonic's forward smash.
No way.
Look at the size of his fist. Maybe he's channeling his inner werehog, because the deceiving amount of range forward smash has due to the shift in his hurtbox makes it equivalent to Snake's up tilt in Brawl, but it gets even crazier. It can outright beat other smash attacks, projectiles, and super moves. Sonic's fist doesn't have a hurtbox during the move, so it becomes a disjointed hitbox, but apparently it has enough range to hit behind him. Oh, and it sends people into Minecraft. Since in February of 2023, when Ultimate's very last— Hey, get out of here. Speaking of broken specials, this is where Sonic players get their paycheck and retirement benefits and 401k, Social Security, and while seemingly not very well special on the surface, they each have a bewildering amount of versatility and interesting features. Homing attack is a great burst option, with punish and combo tool. It's also chargeable, stalling him in the air and dealing significantly more percent and shield damage. The move can even be ledge cancelled, although it is a extremely precise and niche tech, but hey, it looks cool. At high percents, the move has enough frame advantage to be a 50-50 stock confirm, either stuffing out most attacks and jumps, or waiting for an air dodge and then punishing. The move is not perfect, however, with its targeting system aiming for the opponent's head, which makes it prone to missing characters with low profile attacks and dashes.
Stretch our legs.
If the character's hitbox isn't targetable due to being far away enough or intangible from a spot dodge or roll, the move will miss entirely, sending Sonic straight down, either to his death or slamming into the ground and ending up in over a second of lag. But homing attack complements his frustrating bait and punish playstyle. The same can also be said about his side and down special, Spin Dash and Spin Charge. To the untrained eye, both of these moves appear identical. Both punish landings and lead into combos, and can be used to recover. But there are a few key differences. His side B, Spin Dash, takes longer to charge, is a single hit, with a hop at the beginning of the move until charged fully. It has 6 frames of intangibility upon startup, but when fully charged, you can even get additional intangibility by turning around. Even if you parry the attack, Sonic is still able to punish you. Down B, or Spin Charge, has no initial hop or invincibility, travels further in the air, hits multiple times, and can be charged faster by mashing the B button. Its launch angle combos extremely well into forward air, making it a great kill setup. This move also has a technique called Spin Charge Jump. By flicking the C-stick while charging, you shoot forward in ball form, having a hitbox and going at a sharp, arched angle. After using these moves in the air, you are stuck as a ball until hitting the ground or by using his double jump, so it's possible to accidentally self-destruct. But if you side B and the frame after releasing B, press A or jump, you're able to do what's called a spin shot, where you fly through the air in a long arc. The downside being you lose your double jump in the process. This technique is also possible with his down special, although significantly more difficult, since you can only press jump instead of A, and must also release the control stick all within the frame after releasing B. If not performed properly, Sonic just wastes his double jump and goes nowhere. Unlike Spin Charge Jump, Sonic uncurls from his ball, having no hitbox, and shoots forward at a different angle. But these moves aren't just limited to those 2 techniques, with several variations and tricks he has up his sleeve with just these 2 moves alone. But here's another not so obvious amazing, doesn't put Sonic into a ball move. His up special. Spring is his main recovery option. It doesn't have a rising hitbox, which seems bad, but Sonic can mix up his recovery by holding down and attack an opponent trying to ledge trap him, or delay his recovery and use a directional air dodge or wall jump. But its uses go far beyond just recovery. It can be used to edge guard opponents since the spring has a hitbox as it falls. It even has the potential to lead into a follow-up attack. If used on the ground, the spring is able to be jumped on again, being fully actionable, leading to some shenanigans and extreme height. Spring can also be jumped on by opponents, so after taking a stock, it can be used to disrupt opponents trying to take advantage of their invincibility, since the spring can still affect them. And for a brief moment in the air, opponents can jump on it too, which allows for a technique called Spring Ride, where you launch opponents with you before following up with an attack. Up special can also be used to escape enemy pressure, and you only lose access to his other specials without going into special fall, so Sonic can use his aerials and air dodge to mix up his landing. You only suffer from 10 frames of landing lag after using the move, but by holding down after using Spring, you can bypass this, reducing it to just 3 frames of lag. Oh, and it can combo and set up for kills. It can even be used to chase people down in the air. Another ridiculous attribute of this move is if Mario capes him, after Sonic uses an aerial, he can use his up special again, when most characters would be helpless in this state. I guess Mario just has a soft spot for Sonic after years of rivalry. These moves and this character are not without their flaws, but the near infinite amount of routes and timing mix-ups he has is infuriating. In addition to his incredible combo and edge guarding game. But Sonic wasn't always this oppressive, and his moveset hasn't had any drastic changes from the past, so what about this version of Sonic makes him so strong? To answer this question, we'll have to take a brief trip through history. I like Brawl, but Sonic doesn't. He made his Smash Bros. Debut considerably late in development of the game, appearing at the very end of the Subspace Emissary. His character was rushed, but damn, his voice was cool. He was actually requested all the way back in Melee, leading to some infamous internet trolling. Sonic was fast as usual, but he lacked strong KO options and setups, being considered a mid-tier. His side B still had its intangibility and could be shield cancelled. His homing attack could be used indefinitely in the air, which was pretty ridiculous. However, his up special was considerably worse, with the inability to grab ledge while rising. But his forward smash was still pretty broken. And he kept most of his movement options throughout the series. Sonic players relied less on his run and dash speed and more on his specials to move around the stage. I wonder why. And, like most characters in Brawl, he had his fair share of obscure tech. As a result of his speed and poor offense, he became heavily reliant on defensive play and camping in tournament settings. Brawl was where his hit-and-run playstyle originated and was most toxic, being able to control the pace of the match once he got a lead. In Smash 4, Sonic is considered a top 10 character, mostly due to his improvements he received in KO power, like in his throws, smash attacks, and back air, whose sour spot was actually stronger than their sweet spot. His up air was now much safer and a great combo tool, and spin dash became a reliable combo option at a wide range of percents, although his taunts were severely nerfed.
Sonic speed! Yeah, sure, whatever.
Improving his offense indirectly improves his defense because it allows him to gain a lead quicker. Due to his speed and movement options, Sonic has a disproportionate amount of control over the pace of the match.
Is that ball invincible? Enjoy that?
Yeah, it starts at the...
It's just broken.
Despite rushdown play being more viable for Sonic and in Smash 4 overall compared to Brawl, having the option to play defensive after gaining a stock or percent lead was now much easier to achieve, leading to his rise in the tier list.
So it really is.
Sonic in Smash Ultimate remained largely the same. His weight was reduced, as well as the speed of his rolls and spot dodge. Homing attack became a better combo option at the cost of a large amount of lag when whiffing, and his throws had their knockback decreased. However, the most noticeable nerf being his inability to cancel spin dash into shield, that or his final smash becoming the worst in the game.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
The community initially believed Sonic to be worse compared to Smash 4, but were oblivious to the crucial buffs he received to his homing attack, kill power, and combo game. Aside from the inability to run through characters and get a pivot grab, Smash Ultimate's physics and mechanics buffed Sonic disproportionately compared to other characters, with the run speeds increasing by around 10% across the cast, along with the universal 3-frame jump squat, plus the ability to directional air dodge. Despite these changes and the buffs Sonic received throughout the history of the game, the true strength of this character was not fully recognized until the online era of Ultimate. During the pandemic, players had to resort to practicing and competing in tournaments online. Smash's historically laggy online gameplay, the lack of widespread Ethernet users due to the additional cost of an adapter, the increase in native input delay, and Ultimate's sluggish buffer system made specific moves impossible to react to, and certain playstyles infuriating to play against online. Sonic's speed, powerful specials, and defensive playstyle thrive in this environment. The buffs to his offensive game throughout the series exacerbated his defensive and risk-averse play-to-win strategy, which led to a solid jump in results and placement in the tier list. This is not to discredit the achievements of notable Sonic mains during this period, like Sonics and Wrath, who captured the spotlight and claimed their fame, or notoriety, depending on who you ask, cementing themselves as one of the strongest players, making regular top 8 appearances in the Coin Box, Ultimate's weekly online major. Once in-person events returned, many people were quick to doubt the abilities of Sonic mains now that players escaped the swamp of online lag and input delay. And even after Sonic players continued their success offline, they still faced criticism by some members of the community, calling the playstyle lame, boring, and unskilled. But it is hard to discredit and ignore the results and sometimes genius gameplay from these players. But after knowing all of this information about Sonic, it makes you wonder, just how easy or difficult is it to be good with this character? And what exactly does it take to become the best?
Yes! Barely made it.
Please consider subscribing or becoming a Ko-fi member if you really enjoyed my content. Thank you for watching, and thanks to Maxley Dev, Fluffy Sheep 17, Smacks, and Lil for your continued support.